not interested.
Hey guys, Peter Franson here from ChristianGeekCentral.com and Spirit Blade Productions. Here's your newsletter covering the month of February 2019. I kind of started musing about some incentives that I would want to create for our Patreon page over at patreon.com/SpiritBladeProductions. We are hovering right around a little over $200 right now. Some significant things are going to be unlocking and exciting things will start happening. I think there's potential for really that to kind of snowball and really grow once we get to 250, but I'm realizing that I'd like to have a goal that's right around 225 with some incentives that will help us get to 225. I think if we get halfway to 250, it'll be a little easier to get us the rest of the way there. So I've been processing that during the month of February. And then also in the Pater's Brain podcast and vlog this last month, I talked about what I will and won't share on Pater's Brain. That's available for all of you that are patrons. Also, I shared some takeaways from my spiritual retreat about every 3 months. Well, really, I schedule it every 3 months unless something whacked out happens and I have to bump it a little bit. But I take a morning out and just spend that time meditating, praying, reading in Scripture, and trying to make my heart and mind available for what God might want to say specifically to me as it concerns my personal life and my work and ministry and stuff like that. And so I had that in February, which slowed down as it can tend to do some plans. We also had company in town for a couple of weeks, so February was not like a super productive month, but that was a really nice part of it. Let's see here. I almost did a reaction video to a Kind of Funny Games Daily show that went up, I want to say like middle of February, and they were bringing up some LGBTQ related issues that I was thinking, gosh, maybe I should comment on that, but that was an interesting thing to process through, as it helped me to once again come back to thinking about what's my purpose, what is the goal and the aim of my content, and what things can I produce that serve that goal, and what things do I not want to spend time on. And under slightly different circumstances, I might have made that video, but it just wasn't quite dead on with the target purpose of what I'm producing for Christian Geek Central and Spirit Blade Productions. So it's not the type of video that I made this time. Who knows what will happen in the future. Speaking of the future, I also talk about the future books in the Storyteller series in the Pater's Brain vlog and podcast this month, and some things kind of changed in terms of how I see the order in which I will roll out certain books. That's not set in stone right now, but so I won't actually comment on it any further. But the progress on that has been going well. I just finished recording all of basically the dialogue, if you will, the script, the narrator and the character voices and stuff like that. I did have a little bit of a setback that I might have mentioned in a previous video newsletter, in which I talked about having to re-record a good amount of material, because after taking some time away from it to kind of get Patreon up and running, I came back to the project after about a 3 or 4 month break and realized, I really want to do this narrator voice completely differently. And so going back, I re-recorded. I actually found that I found a better way, basically, to record that project and rehearse it more in advance. Sometimes I will record my rehearsals and then just take whatever I record and cut together the final product for an audio drama or whatever it is I'm doing. But I realized that if I spent more time rehearsing it, and then, got it to really where I wanted it to be in rehearsal, and then recorded it, I could probably get away with a lot less work in the editing process. So even though I had this setback where I went back and ended up really recording just about everything that I'd done so far for the Storyteller series, the book of 1 Samuel, Volume 1, the editing process is no doubt going to be so much faster. So I'm not ready to say that I'm getting that time back because of what the time I'm going to save in editing, but it's certainly not going to be as big of a dent and a slowdown in production as I thought it might be. So anyway, very excited about that. Already thinking about licensed music and what I'm going to be dropping into certain scenes, how I'm going to create certain scenes and the moods for them and stuff. And right now I have up through scene. There's going to be 12 scenes in the first volume of the Storyteller series, and I have kind of a basic mix for the first, I want to say, 6 scenes in there, pretty close. Actually, pretty close to a final mix, apart from music in almost all of them, except for I think chapters 5 and 6, or scenes 5 and 6, however you want to look at it. I'm very optimistic about getting back into that and getting a rhythm going. That is always the challenge, because I can never predict kind of what my schedule is going to be from week to week. When different things come out that I need to review. If it's a video game, then that kind of like takes over a good chunk of my week to get that done. So anyway, but I appreciate your patience, and I am absolutely plugging away at the Storyteller 1 Samuel Volume 1. All right, that's about it that I have to report for this month. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you more next time. Bye-bye.